Hey guys, Travis Daggett, 818 Investments and Forefront Enterprises. Just wanted to talk about something today that's very important, particularly if you're working directly with private sellers, and that is negotiation. So of course, at the most basic level, you want to purchase a price or a property at a price that is the lowest, and the seller wants to sell it at the highest. But that's really a very basic level. Ultimately, what you want to do is you want to find a way for them to get what they want, which is rarely just the money, and to be able to get what you want, which is make a profit, and hopefully you have that defined as far as a minimum amount. And so both of you can win. So the process in between is called the negotiation. There's a lot of questions that you can ask people, and I suggest that you ask some of these questions fairly early on in your conversation with people, once you've figured out what their situation is and what they're looking for. If indeed it's money, and you get to where you're talking about money, and particularly if they want cash, you really want to find out what they need, what their bottom line is, their bottom dollar. You may have heard the saying, buyers are liars. Well, sellers can be liars too. And by that we mean not intentionally lying. In other words, someone's not going to say, I need to get $300,000 out of the property, when in their mind they're consciously thinking, well, I only need $200,000. They may not do that. They may. But it's a process of exploring that with them and really getting to the number that they need, they're willing to take, so that you can see if you're even in the neighborhood or the ballpark to getting a deal. So you can ask some questions like this. Let's say that you're talking to Mrs. Jones, a seller, and she has this property, and she says, and you ask her what she needs or wants to get out of the property, and she says $200,000. So that's great. So you might say, okay, Mrs. Jones, just out of curiosity, if I had a suitcase of cash and I was going to bring it to you in the next week or so, and we were going to get this taken care of, how much would I need to have in the suitcase? Okay, and let's say that she says, well, $200,000. Okay, so you might say, oh, okay. So just again, out of curiosity, let's say I had $180,000 in cash in that suitcase, and we could take care of this in a week. Would that be okay, or do you think that would not work? Okay, so you see what we're getting at? We're trying to find out what the bottom line number is. You can word it a lot of different ways, and you may want to come back to it in the conversation. Some people will just shut down and not want to talk about it. That's fine. Others will. Another way you could put it is, Mrs. Jones, if something happened to the house and you got an insurance check, let's say the house burned down, you got an insurance check to reimburse you, what's the dollar amount that you would keep the check and not send it back and say that's not enough? In other words, if they sent you $150,000, would you say, okay, fine? Would it be less? Would it be more? Various ways of getting to that number, and that number may change over time, and probably will. But that's part of the negotiation, because oftentimes your profit is directly related to your ability to negotiate a deep discount on the property in a way that still helps them achieve what they want. Because let's face it, let's say that they are stuck on a certain number where the numbers don't work for you, and they probably won't work for anybody else. Then this person is not going to get cash out of the property. They're not going to be able to earn interest off the property through seller financing. If they're distressed, if they miss payments or they're heading towards foreclosure, well, man, they're not going to get anything potentially, right? They go to foreclosure, they get a foreclosure on the record, they don't get any money out of it. So sometimes being assertive and persistent with negotiation can actually help them come to the conclusion that it really is best to sell to you or to come to some kind of a deal to you, rather than just hold on and do nothing. And you may find that people have been doing exactly that for sometimes years, sometimes many years, and not getting anything out of it. So getting something out of working with you is certainly better than that. So hope that helps on negotiations. And of course, that's true with other businesses, but specifically for real estate investing. Comments, questions, that'd be great. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't to the YouTube channel. You get notified when we have new videos up. And see you next time. Travis Daggett, 818 Investments and Forefront Enterprises.